Computer. Computer is combination of hardware and software. Computer is combination of hardware and software. What is hardware? What is hardware? Hardware means we touch to feel. That all components is called hardware. Means we are touching hard disk, we are touching DVD writer. Means these are all the physical components. All physical components of computer is called hardware. And software means programs all are called software. Hardware means touch to feel. Means all physical components touch to feel. I am touch this. This is a blackboard. I am touching and feeling. Touch to feel means this is the blackboard and this is the physical. This is the one board. Means this is the one board. Here and same also in computer touch to feel all components is called hardware and software is called means programs, operating systems. These all are called software. Now computer is combination of hardware and software. Hardware means touch to feel all components is called hardware. And programs and operating systems, operating software, these are called software. Now, types of computers. Types of computers. Types of computers. In this, first one, supercomputer. And second one is mainframe computer. Mainframe computer. And third one is mini computer. And fourth one is micro. Microcomputer. Friends, here computers mainly we are dividing four types: supercomputer, mainframe computer, mini computer, and microcomputer. So here, first one, supercomputer. It is perform millions and trillions of mathematical operations per second. Now, the supercomputer speed we are calculating in flops. Flops means floating point operations per second. This supercomputer means what is the main feature of supercomputer? It is perform billions and trillions of mathematical calculations per second, and that calculation speed we are calculating in flops, floating point operations per second. Supercomputer. So in this supercomputer, nowadays we are using Linux operating system. It's a modified Linux operating system. And second one is the mainframe computer. And here, what is the difference between desktop computer and supercomputer? What is the difference between desktop computer and supercomputer? In desktop computer, we are using only one processor. But in supercomputer, in older days, they are using 100 processors. And Now they are using more than 30 lakh. 30 lakh. Process. Generally here I am saying 30 lakh core. Core nothing but one process. Means how to they are manufacturing supercomputer means in this supercomputer older days they are using more than 100 processes. But present they are using above 30 lakh process. One core equal to one processor. Means now we are using high speed supercomputers. In that supercomputer, hello, hello. So in latest supercomputers, they are using more than 30 lakh cores. So that is the reason this computer is perform huge amount of calculations they are done in second. Next one is mainframe computer. Mainframe computer. In mainframe computer, what is the advantage of mainframe computer? In this one, it is multi-OS and multi-user computer. This is mainframe computer is multi-OS means we are installing many operating systems and we run many operating systems at a time in this mainframe computer. In mainframe computer, we run at a time more than 2 or more multi operating systems at a time. We run multi operating systems at a time, and same time it is supporting multi-user capability. This is the advantage of mainframe computer. This mainframe computers is generally used in ATM card processing. Means when we are inserting ATM card in ATM center, immediately this total our country all ATM cards are linked to one server. Means one mainframe computer. So this total ATM, for example, SBI, this SBI main computer means main server locating in Mumbai. All you are inserting card in all over India in any place, your total data means your information is sent to that server, Mumbai server. Immediately it is processing that how much balance in your account and how much you want to draw, and depending on that it is giving some instruction to your ATM local center. So means what is the difference between supercomputer and mainframe computer? Means supercomputer internal have huge amount of data, it is processing that, but mainframe computer it is taking huge amount of instructions from outside. Means mainframe computer is not taking at a time huge amount of instructions outside, but mainframe computer it is taking huge amount of instructions from outside and it is processing and it is giving output. That is the difference between supercomputer and mainframe computer. Supercomputer means first you give input, means you what is the data available in RAM, primary storage. It is processing that data and it is giving output in supercomputer. But mainframe computer, this mainframe computer is receiving data and instructions from outside and it is processing that and it is giving output. This is the difference between supercomputer and mainframe computer. Another one is the mini computer. Mini computer. So this mini computer, it is also multi-user computer, mini computer, and it is works with single operating system, and it is used in small size offices. Mini computer. Compared to this mainframe computer, it is very small computer, and it is also supporting multi-user, and it is used in small organizations. Mini computer. And fourth one is microcomputer. Microcomputer. Actually, this microcomputer is two types. First one is desktop computer, and another one is the laptop computer. Laptop computer. So microcomputer is two types: desktop computer and laptop computer. Microcomputer is allow single user and at a time single operating system. Microcomputer. It is very small computer compared to other computers. It is very small. It is used in personally, means at a time single user is using this microcomputer. This microcomputer two types. One is the desktop, another one is the laptop computer. Now we are discussing computer means computer is combination of hardware and software. Hardware means we know touch to feel. All physical components is called hardware. Software. Next one is software. Software. Actually, this software is two types. One is system software, and second one is application software. Application software. So in this first one, system software. What is the system software? Means it is interact with the client to machine. System software means the system software nothing but it is an operating system. This operating system is used to interact with the client to machine. System software. First one is system software. What is the use of system and software? Means if without operating system, this computer cannot do anything. So we communicate with that hardware to this user. That purpose we are using system software. System software means nothing but operating system. Operating system. Operating system is called system software. It is used to interact with the computer to user. System software. Next one is application software. Application software. Application software means this software we are using for one specific task purpose. Means MS Office. MS Office means in this have many packages: MS Word, MS Paint, and spreadsheet. And next one means Photoshop. So next one is Corel Draw. Means MS Office means here Paint and Word. Means which purpose we are using application software? Means application software is specially designed for one specific task. Means here Paint. We are using this software to draw one picture and we do paint that one. Next one is Word. We are composing one resume or other one. That purpose. Photoshop. We are editing photos. Corel Draw. We designing visiting cards and some letterheads. Corel Draw. Means this application software is specially designed for one specific task purpose. Means we are editing photos by using Photoshop software. We are creating our resume by using MS Word only. We draw simple pictures by using Microsoft Paint only. Means here every application software designed for one specific task purpose. Now, computer hardware. Computer hardware. So, computer hardware means we touch to feel. Means in this computer hardware means generally we are observing desktop computer, one monitor and one keyboard and one mouse. And here one CPU. These are all connecting to this CPU, this power button and this DVD reader. This is means touch to feel. All physical components is called hardware. And in this is a monitor. Monitor is the output device. And keyboard, mouse, these two are the input devices. This is the CPU. Actual name is it is ATX cabinet, but generally we are called CPU. ATX cabinet, but generally we are called CPU. Today we are discussing this ATX cabinet internal parts. So now we are discussing means what is the ATX cabinet? Generally we are called CPU. CPU internal main parts. In CPU internal main parts, in this first one is power supply unit, and generally we are called SMPS. And second one is DVD writer. DVD writer. And third one is hard disk drive. And fourth one is RAM. And fifth one is processor. And sixth one is motherboard. In this, RAM processor is on motherboard, but these are the individual. First one is the power supply unit. Next one is DVD. Next one is hard disk. Next RAM processor motherboard. These are the CPU internal parts. Means ATX cabinet internal parts. Now today we are discussing about SMPS. How to check SMPS? How many voltage coming outside? We are discussing that. So first one is PSU, Power Supply Unit, or SMPS. Actually, this SMPS is two types. So in this, first one is AT SMPS, and second one is ATX SMPS. So first one is the AT SMPS. So first we are discussing about AT SMPS, Advanced Technology. AT means Advanced Technology. Advanced Technology SMPS. First one, AT SMPS. So in this SMPS have two connectors. One connector have 6 wires, another connector has 6 wires. 6 plus 6, 12 wire is available in AT SMPS. 12 wires. Means in AT SMPS have one connector have 6 wires, another connector have 6 wires. Total 12 wires is available, and these 12 wires connecting to motherboard. And it is old technology, old SMPS. This SMPS is used in Pentium 1 and Pentium 2 and Pentium 3 computers. These are old technology SMPS. Now we are not using. This SMPS is used in Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3 processor based computers. This SMPS is used, and this SMPS have manual on-off switch. Manual on-off switch. Manual on-off switch. They have manual on-off switch. Means if you shut down OS, means when you are shut down your computer, that time also this SMPS is working. That is the drawback in this one. When you are switch off switch, manual switch, that only SMPS is off condition. Means here this advanced technology, means this AT SMPS is old technology SMPS. It have two connectors, 6 plus 6, 2 connectors, means total 12 wires, and this SMPS is used Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3 processor based computers only, and it have manual switch. This is the old technology SMPS. Next one is ATX. ATX SMPS. Switch mode power supply. SMPS means switch mode power supply. It is a one type of technology, switching technology. ATX means advanced technology extended. Advanced technology extended. Extended SMPS. ATX. It have 20 or 24 pin connector for motherboard, and another one is 4 pin connector for processor, and it also have rail. That rail we are using for connecting DVD writers, hard disk. That purpose we are using rail. Means here another one is it have soft on-off switch. Soft power on-off switch. Soft power on-off switch. Power on-off switch. Means what is the difference between AT and ATX? Means here in this ATX SMPS have soft power on off switch. Means when you are shut down your OS, immediately SMPS is standby mode, means off condition. This is the main advantage of in ATX. And this ATX have 20 or 24 pin connector, means 20 or 24 wires for motherboard purpose, and it have 4 pin connectors for processor. Means here we are providing individual voltage to processor section, but that purpose here we are using 4 pin connector, and DVD writer purpose, hard disk purpose they are using another rail. That rail have many connectors, sort of power connector, or if we are using old one, the time we have Molex connectors. Means the rail have Molex connectors and SATA power connectors. Now, what are the main voltages of this ATX SMPS? ATX SMPS have main voltages. Here, first one, 3.3 volts DC. And next one is here 5 volts, and next one is 12 volts. These are the main voltages of this ATX SMPS. What are that? One is the 3.3 volts and 5 volts and 12 volts. These three are the main voltages for our this ATX SMPS main voltages. And here this 3.3 voltage is providing orange cables. Orange cables. And 5 volts is providing red cables. And 12 volts is providing yellow cables. And here green some power on green wire, green cable, and power good. Power good and power okay. Okay. Means here power on green wire, and here power good and power okay. This purpose here we are using another one is standby. Standby purpose violet. And Like here we are using, depending on the percentages, violet and power okay and power good. This purpose here we are using green and another one is purple. Means here only these three is the main voltages and another one is the power on green cable. This is the main voltages and how to switch on this SMPS. Switch on purpose here we are using green wire. Without motherboard, how to check this SMPS? So that you connect one jumper from this green cable, this green wire to black wire. Immediately your SMPS fan is rotating. If SMPS fan is rotating means here that SMPS is okay. If SMPS fan is not rotating means problem in SMPS. Here. These are the main voltages. One is the 3.3 volts, another one is the 5 volts, another one is the 12 volts. These are the main voltages. Now, how to check SMPS without motherboard? If we have motherboard, simply we are connecting SMPS to motherboard and we try to switch on that motherboard. That time if SMPS is working, that time motherboard means the power supply is rotating and power LED is on. But without motherboard, how to check means connect jumper from green wire to black wire. Black wire. Means here we have one SMPS. This is the 24 pin connector. Means some motherboard supporting only 20 pin connector. So that time you remove or you detach this 4 pin connector. Some motherboards is supporting only 20, means some motherboard supporting 24 pin connector. That time you attach this. Now it is 24 pin connector. And if your motherboard not supporting 24 pin connector, that time you detach this. And here you see here in this is a green wire. This is for power on off switch purpose. And here another one is here you see orange. This orange cables is providing 3.3 volts. And this red cable is providing 5 volts. And this yellow cable is providing 12 volts. And here also, this is a rail. This rail have here, this rail have one is the Molex connector, another one is the SATA connector. This is a Molex connector. And this is the SATA connector. This is Molex connector, this one. And this is a SATA connector. This is rail and this is another rail. We are using these rails for connecting DVD writers and hard disks. This is the SMPS internal parts here. And this is SMPS fan. Now, how do we check this SMPS without motherboard? So now we connect one power cable. And here we connect one jumper, means one copper wire or aluminum wire. You connect this green wire to any black wire. So here I am connecting one jumper green to any black. Here I have many black wires. I am connecting jumper green to black wire. After I am providing power supply. Now here you observe that fan is rotating. Now again I am switch off this. Means when fan is rotating means your SMPS is working condition. Or you observe from this side. Now fan is rotating. Means your SMPS is okay. Now we check this SMPS voltages. Means here sometimes fan is rotating, but then you are connecting this SMPS to motherboard. That time motherboard is not working, or sometimes processor fan is rotating, but no display problem is coming. So that time where is the problem means here in this SMPS it is called a primary section. From here to this section is called primary section, and here to this section is called secondary section. In secondary section side, here you see these all are the filter capacitors. Sometimes if this capacitor is bulging, or sometimes this capacitor is weak, that time it is showing voltage 12 volts, but that 12 volt is not pure DC voltage, because here capacitor is damaging or capacitor is weak. So if capacitor is weak means it is not filtering that voltage properly. Means here your motherboard is receiving impure DC voltage. So in impure DC voltage your motherboard is not working properly. So that is the reason fan is rotating. But when we are connecting your this SMPS to your motherboard, that time motherboard is not working. Actually here I am providing power supply here, and this is SMPS scan, but this SMPS scan has some problem. That is the reason it is generating some noise. And here you see, if SMPS is working, that time the scan is rotating. Or you observe from this side. But sometimes SMPS stand is rotating, but when you are connecting this SMPS to your motherboard, that time your motherboard is not working. But you are connecting another SMPS to your motherboard, SMPS, but that time motherboard is working properly. Means here SMPS fan is rotating, but if I am connecting this SMPS to motherboard, motherboard is not working. I am connecting another SMPS to same motherboard is working. So that time you suspect this secondary section capacitor. These are the DC capacitors. Means here it is filter output voltage. If this capacitor is bulged or weak, that time it is not filter that DC voltage. So that time we are getting impure DC voltage means DC voltage with some ripple, but motherboard only working in pure DC voltage only. If DC voltage with ripple, that time motherboard is not working properly. So that time you replace this capacitors, that time your motherboard is working properly. This is the one problem. Actually, in this SMPS, main damageable parts is in primary section, main capacitors. First, second, this switching transistors. Third one, bridge rectifier. And common component is fuse. Means in this, if switching transistors is short or diodes is short, that immediately fuse is blow off. Means in this major problem, means SMPS means output side. In SMPS secondary section side, capacitors is bulge or weak. This is the first problem. Second is this side, switching transistors is short, or this bridge rectifier is short, or sometimes these capacitors are also bulging. So that time you check and replace these components, that time this SMPS is working properly. Means here you remember, if you are connecting jumper from black to green, fan is rotating means the SMPS is okay. But if it is giving pure voltage or not, how we know? Means we are not bringing in all places, customer places, we are not bringing oscilloscope. So that is the reason, if you are suspecting, that time you connect another SMPS and check once again. This is the SMPS. Now we are checking this SMPS output voltage. Here I am checking, I am selecting DC voltage and keep one black probe. In black wire means negative. Now I am checking main voltage here. Means here it is showing 12 volts. Means it is yellow color wire. Next red color wire. How much? 5.2 volts means 5 volts. Next orange wire. Orange wire. How much showing it is? 3.3 volts. Orange is 3.3 volts, and here red is 5 volts, and here yellow is 12 volts. This is the output voltage. If it is showing this voltage properly, means SMPS is okay. And next topic is DVD writer. So before that, we are discussing about this storage devices. So first one is we are discussing about storage devices, data storage devices. data storage devices. In this first one is optical storage device. Magnetic storage device. First one is the optical, second one is the magnetic. Another one is the semiconductor storage device. Means here optical data storage device, magnetic data storage device, semiconductor data storage device. Means optical storage device means it is not storing optical, it is store data. Here we are already mentioned here data storage devices. In this one is a optical data storage device, second one is magnetic data storage device, and another one is the semiconductor based data storage device. So first we are discussing optically data storage device. Optically data storage device is in this first one, CD writer. CD drive. And second one is CD writer. And third one is DVD combo. And the fourth one is DVD writer. DVD writer. And fifth one is Blu-ray writer. Blu-ray writer. Means optical data storage device. Means here in this CD drive we are using CD compact disc. In DVD combo in DVD writer here we are using DVD disc, digital versatile disc, and Blu-ray. In this we are using Blu-ray disc. Now we are discussing about that. Means optical data storage device means this device is store data optically on disk. Why we are saying optically data storage device means it is store data optically on disk. So in these devices, optical data storage devices, what are the devices? Means CD, means CD drive, CD writer, DVD combo, DVD writer, and Blu-ray writer. These all are the devices. In these devices, we are using disks. So on the disk, we are store data optically on that disk. So first, CD, compact disk. So this disk capacity is 700 MB. Means we are store up to 700 MB data. Next one is DVD, digital versatile disk. DVD full form is digital versatile disk. This DVD is two types. First one, single layer. It is store up to 4.7 GB. and second one double layer. Double layer means it is stored up to 8 GB. Double layer or dual layer. Next one is Blu-ray. Blu-ray, this Blu-ray disc, it is in this single layer. Single layer store up to 40 GB. And another one is dual layer, double layer. It is stored up to 120 GB. Present, this too is available, but recently Panasonic company and Sony company, they are introducing new technology. By using that new technology, same size disk on that disk is stored up to 300 GB data. New technology, but till now it is on market, not coming. It is now under in trial, in lab experiment. 300 GB, new technology. In this Blu-ray disc, now this Sony and Panasonic is introducing new technology. By using that new technology, we store up to 300 GB data on one single disc. Here, CD, DVD, Blu-ray disc, these all are the same size, but in CD store only 700 MB. DVD are two types, single layer DVD. Single layer DVD store up to 4.7 GB. And double layer, it is stored 8 GB. And Blu-ray disc. In this Blu-ray disc also two types, single layer and double layer. So single layer is stored up to 40 GB data, and double layer present, it is stored up to 120 GB. But recently, this Panasonic and Sony company, they are introducing new technology. By using that new technology, we store up to 300 GB data. These are the optical storage device disks. Means this optical storage device is store data optically on this disk. CD, compact disc, digital versatile disk, and Blu-ray disc. These are the optical storage devices. And as per our syllabus, how to rectify small problems in these devices, optical storage devices. Means CD writer, or DVD writer. If in this any problem, means small problems, means sometimes tray is not opening properly, not closing properly. Sometimes opening also difficult, closing also difficult, and sometimes disk is not reading properly. It is taking more time. So these small problems, how do you rectify? So today we are discussing about main parts of this DVD writer, internal, and we observe practically in next class. What are the internal problems? What are the internal parts? And what are the small problems? How to rectify that problems? We are discussing in next class. So in this, first one is in this, for example, DVD writer. DVD writer. In this DVD writer, main parts. Means it is in our syllabus. In our syllabus, how to rectify small issues in DVD writer. So in this main parts is first one is DVD writer. Second one is and belt. And third one is spindle motor. And fourth one is pickup motor. Pickup motor. Fifth one is lens unit. Lens unit. And sixth one is motherboard. These are the main parts of in DVD writer. First one is the DVD tray, and the tray is operating with one motor and belt. Next is spindle motor. This spindle motor is used to rotate the disc. Next, pickup motor. This pickup motor is used to move that lens unit. And next one is the lens unit. Means this lens unit is generating laser beam, and that beam is projecting on disc. After that reflected beam is receiving again this lens unit. In this lens unit have some sensors. That sensor is detecting that reflected light, and it is converted to digital form. Already we are discussing this total topic in our regular class. And next one is motherboard. Means every hard disk DVD writer downside, I mean that disk, the drive downside have one board. That board is called the drive motherboard. In motherboard have here spindle motor driver IC and RAM and processor. These are the main parts of motherboard. In this motherboard, main components is first one is motor driver IC. Motor driver IC. Next one is RAM. And second one is the processor. These are the main parts of the motherboard. Means every DVD writer have one motherboard. All motherboard have main parts is motor driver IC, RAM. Generally we are called buffer RAM, and another one is the processor. These are the main parts of in motherboard, and these are the main parts. In next class, we are open the DVD writer and we are observing what are the internal parts, what are the basic problems is coming. For example, if tray not opening properly, not closing properly, what is the problem? Means here, this tray is operating with this motor and belt. If this belt is loose, that time it is not opening properly tray and not closing the tray properly. Problem in belt. Sometimes this tray is moving on mechanism. Freely moving purpose, here they are using grease. If this grease is dry, that time also this tray is not opening properly, not closing properly. So before we are replacing these components, first we are checking all these things. First we are checking belt is good condition or not. Belt is good condition, but tray is not opening, not closing properly. That time again we are check that tray grease. If grease is dry, that time we are removing that grease by using tissue paper, and we are applying new grease. Grease means don't think this is not a castrol or L2 grease. This is different grease. Means plastic mechanism purpose, they are manufacturing special grease. You go and ask in electronic shops, I want plastic mechanism grease. They are giving one small tube. It is look like one small ointment tube type. It is only specially for plastic mechanism purpose. If you are using normal grease, again the grease is dry. After 1 month or 2 months, again it is creating problem. Normal grease only designed for bearings, ball bearings or bearings and bushes purpose. That grease is not suitable for this plastic mechanism purpose. This plastic mechanism purpose, they manufacture special grease. It is available in electronic shops. Another one is the spindle motor. Sometimes this spindle motor is not rotating. So the time problem in spindle motor or this spindle motor driver IC. Where is the problem? And sometimes this pickup motor is not rotating. Means here also we are using grease for free moving purpose. If the grease is dry, that time also it is creating some friction. That time this motor is not rotating, means lens unit is not rotating. Sometimes it is means if we are inserting disc 10 to 15 minutes we are watching movie properly. After 15 minutes movie is hanging. Means after 15 minutes, after 30 minutes we are not seeing next movie. But the disc is new disc, no scratches. If you insert another disc also, same after 30 minutes or 35 minutes, same problem is coming. Where is the problem? Is problem in this pickup unit. And next one is lens unit. So this lens unit, in this lens unit have laser diode, it is generating laser beam. Another one is the reflector mirrors. Another one is the sensors. And one is the focusing lens. So these are the main parts of in this lens unit. And next one is the motherboard. This motherboard is receiving 5 volts and 12 volts from SMPS. And on motherboard have one processor, one RAM, and one driver IC. These are the main parts. In next class that we are observing practically on DVD writer. What are the internal parts? How to be rectify that problems practically. Now, question time.
Actually, here floppy disk drive. Floppy disk drive is the old technology. Nowadays, we are not using. That is the reason. And this floppy disk drive also magnetic storage device. Today, we are discussing only optical storage devices. In next class, we are discussing hard disk, magnetic tapes, and solid state drive and floppy drive. Floppy drive is outdated. This floppy drive will store maximum 1.4 MB data only. 1.4 MB means very less. Means nowadays one song is occupying more than 5 MB. Any doubts? Floppy disk drive is outdated. Today we are not using floppy disk drive, zip drive. These all are the outdated drives. Nowadays, one pen drive capacity is 128 GB, but floppy drive is 1.4 MB. You compare this 1.4 MB and 120 GB. This much of difference. That is the reason we are not using floppy drive. And when we are using floppy drive, that time we are using zip drive. Zip drive is in that time, zip drive is a high storage capacity drive. In this, we are store up to 700 or 800 MB. MB only means when we are using floppy A, floppy drive, floppy B drives, that time we are using zip drive. That zip drive is store up to 800 MB data. Means in older days, zip drive is a mass storage device, means high storage device. In older days, how much it is stored? That zip drive means maximum 800 megabytes. But nowadays, one pen drive store 120 gigabytes. 120 gigabytes, one pen drive. And hard disk is how much? In personal computer purpose, we are using 2 terabyte, 2 TB hard disk nowadays we are using. So compared to present situation, floppy drive is outdated. But again, we are discussing this floppy drive in magnetic storage device class. In magnetic storage device means tape drive and floppy drive and hard disk. These three belongs to magnetic storage devices. Today we are discussing only optical storage device. Pen drive is semiconductor storage device. Means in this we are store data in some capacitors. Means in pen drive have transistors, and every transistor is connected with one capacitor. That capacitor store that data. Pen drive is semiconductor data storage device, pen drive. And solid state drive means new technology hard disk. That hard disk also have memory chips. Memory chips also have storage, means this transistors. The transistors also have connected with some capacitors. Any doubt? Actually, I don't have any notes. Means I am not preparing, and I am not preparing any PDF format. So this notes is not possible, but running notes is available in regular students. If you know any student, you ask to that student is providing this material. Means that students have everything about this topics, computer hardware, everything notes is available in regular students. You ask to that students, maybe they are providing that screenshots, means photos. What is a utility software, sir? Give me some example. Utility software means you are using that software for your machine is working properly purpose. Means utility software means, for example, you want to defragment, and you want to remove temporary files, and you want to remove some bad sectors in your hard disk. That purpose we are using some utilities. Utility software means it is specially designed for one task purpose. So if we are using this type of utilities, that time your software, that time your machine is working smoothly and high performance. Actually, this utility software is providing Norton company. Norton company utility software means in this they are providing many utilities. and hard disk defragmentation purpose, and it is removing temporary files, and it is also removing unwanted applications from in your computer. Means sometimes if you are uninstall any software or application, that time some backup files is stored in your C drive. Means it is not installed properly, so that time it is removing that all are also. That purpose we are using utilities. If you search in Google, maybe Norton utility software is available, old version. New version maybe not possible. Norton utility software available. You try to download and you use it. Next, any doubt?